Good afternoon, sir. I am Judea Asta. So, arrest information. A. Following arrest, pagpapalabas ng mga warrant of arrest o pagpupuno ng impormasyon o akusasyon. It is permissible to release. Ito ang mga importanteng bagay na dapat nakalagay sa arrest information. First, the name, age, residence, occupation, and family status of the accused. 2. The time and place of arrest. So, kailangan din malaman kung anong oras, petsa at lugar ng pag-aresto, whether pursuit or resistance was encountered, whether weapons were used, charge filed against the suspect, and description of contraband things. So, number 3, the identify of the arresting officers in the duration of the investigation unless the officers are engaged in undercover operations. And so, dapat sa makabalota sa mga pagkakakinlanlan ng opisyal nga nag-aresto o ang kadugay sa investigasyon maliban kung ang mga opisyal ay nakikibahagi sa mga undercover operations. 4, the amount of bond, schedule, court dates, and place of the suspect detention. So, B. Following arrest and journal charging of a suspect, but prior to adjudication. The following types of information nga dapat dili ma-release kung wala naghatag og permission ang unit head or chief. 1. Prior criminal conviction, record, character, or reputation of a defendant. Mao ni ang mga naunang record sa paghalit sa kriminal, katangian ug reputasyon sa defendant o nasasakdan. 2. Existence on contents of any confession, admission, statement of defendant, or his failure or unwillingness statement. 3. Performance or result of any test or a defendant's refusal or failure to submit to tests such as polygraph. So, unsa man ning polygraph? Ang polygraph kay mao ni siyang machine nga ginagamit sa law enforcement para matest ang psychological responses. So, ang polygraph commonly referred to as a lie detector. 4. Identity statement or expected testimony of any witness or victim. 5. Any opinion about the guilt or innocence of a defendant or the merits of the case. 6. Any opinion or knowledge of the potential for a plea bargain or other pecuniary actions. So, 5. Special considerations in criminal matters. 8. PNP personnel shall extend every reasonable courtesy to news media representatives at the crime scene. So, ang PNP personnel kay dapat muhatag og makapirang kagandahang asal sa mga kinatawad ng news media sa mga pinangyarihan ng mga krimen. Be at the scene of such crimes as hostage and barricaded situations. The officer in charge shall designate a formulary press as early as possible and close to the scene as safety and operational requirements allow. So, 5. C. In cases where a suicide or suspected suicide has occurred, only factual information describing how the incident happened may be released to media. Ang pangalan, edad, sirahan, kasarian at trabaho ng biktima ay maaari din ilabas pagkatapos lamang na ipaalam sa kamag-anak ang pagkamatay ng insidente. B. Suspect placed under police custody shall neither be paraded before the media nor shall police personnel post with arrested suspect during press release or media interviews. This is in observance of the constitutional and human rights of a person on presumption of innocence. E. When an individual is charged with a criminal offense in itself by law enforcement authorities, photographs may be released to the media to help locate the individual. So, kapag ang isang individual ay kinasuhan ng isang kriminal na pagkakasala o kung pinapangita siya sa mga otoridad sa pagpapatupad ng batas, ang mga larawan at maaaring ilabas sa media upang makatulong na mahanap ang individual. No departmental photographs, videotape, film, or composites or subject in custody shall otherwise be released possibility that events may be damaged, altered, destroyed, or otherwise prejudiced by its existence being published or portrayed. During the investigation on case or scene of the crime operations or SOCO have finished processing the crime scene and have secured all the evidence, members of the news media may be allowed to enter the area and take photographs and photographs of the city upon permission of the cec2 commander or SOCO. So if nahuman na ang SOCO og process sa mga crime scene ug na-secure na ang tanan mga evidences, dira pa pwede ang mga media magsunod sa area para makuha mga pictures. C. Recovered collected items. Evidence may be presented to the news media only after the scene had been processed, accounted, and turned over to the evidence custodian. D. On private property, photography, film, or videotape recording must require the permission of the owner or the owner representative. E. Information such as type and quantity property taken during robbery incidents may be released by the SOCO, first responder, investigator at crime scenes, but beyond that, the first responder or investigator on case must avoid giving premature information that may affect the result of the investigation to the news media. So 7. Special considerations in non-criminal matters. A. At the scene of a significant accident, man-made or natural catastrophes, the principle of media cooperation shall be maintained to the degree that they do not interfere with the mission of the police, fire, and medical or other emergency relief workers. Media access to any movement within fire lines shall be controlled by the fire officer in charge. In consultation with the fire officer in charge, the ranking police officer at the scene shall establish an observation point from which the media may observe and photograph the incident. C. News media representatives should be prevented from gaining access to any area because of the possibility of their injury or death. Dapat pigilan ang mga kinatawan ng news media na magkaroon ng access sa mga anumang lugar dahil sa posibilidad ng kanilang kamatayan. The PIO should explain the circumstances of the situation. The administrative reports of the criminal activity will be made available to media representatives. Statistical reports or criminal activity will also be made available to the media. E. Media representatives shall be denied access to the contents of investigate or incident reports in records who release the information. So number 1, interfere with the law enforcement proceedings, include pending investigation, makakagambala sa mga pamiliti sa pagpapatupad ng batas kabilang ang nakabingbing investigasyon. 2. Deprive a person of the right to a fair trial or an impartial adjudication or give one party to a controversy an undue advantage by exclusive access to such information. Ipagkalat sa usa ka tao ang karapatan sa isang patas na pamilitis o isang walang pinipilingan na paghatol o bigyan ng isang partido ang ilang controversy na hindi nararapat na kalamangan sa pamamagitan ng exclusive access sa naturang impormasyon. 3. Constitute an unwarranted invasion of the personal privacy rights of other person. 4. Reveal the identity of an individual who has furnished information to the department under confidential circumstances. 5. Disclose investigative techniques and procedures, thereby impairing future effectiveness of the department. Ibunyag ang mga pamamaraan at paraan ng pasisiyasat at sa gayon ay nakakasira sa pagiging epektibo ng departamento sa hinaharap. Immediate the life or physical safety of any person. 7. Internal investigation of PNP officers. Sensitive information concerning the internal investigation of any officer or member of the PNP shall not be released to the media without prior approval, permission of the PNP or the chief police or his designee. 8. Daily activity reports and other concerns. The PNP will make available to authorities, accredited members of the media on a routine basis its daily activity report. If any, when a conflict between a member of the PNP and the representatives of the media arise, the parties involved are encouraged to inform the PIO or head deputy for resolution. So, and dealing with the media during crisis emergency situations. 1. Crisis situations. Okay. In times of crisis emergency situations, the police assume different levels. When crises arise out of man-made emergency, the Peace and Order Council at the appropriate level, where the chief of police or district, provincial, regional commanders are members of, shall be the organization body shall primary action the crisis situation. So, kapag may crisis dahil sa mga man-made emergency, ang Peace and Order Council sa naangkop na antas kung saan ang mga pinuno ng pulisya o commander ng distrito, probinsya o regional commander, kaya sila ang unang module sa sitwasyon sa crisis. So, B. When a crisis result from aircraft hijacking, terrorism, and other disturbance in the civil aviation that have national significance, the responsibility lies with the National Action Committee on Anti-Hijacking and Anti-Terrorism Council. So, kapag ang isang crisis ay nagresulta mula sa pag-hijack sa mga sasakyan, terorismo at iba pang kaguluhan sa civil na abyasyong pangbansang kalagay, ang responsibilidad kay ang nasa National Action Committee sa Anti-Hijacking ug Anti-Terrorism Council. C. For crises arising out of natural disasters or calamities, it is the National Disaster and Risk Reduction Management Council and its subordinate entities that assume primary responsibility. Again, if in such cases, the local police unit be called upon to assist. B. It is in crisis or emergency resulting from peace and order problems such as terrorism and criminality, where the police organization assumes a primary role in such instances. It is also the primary responsibility of the PNP to inform the public through the media without jeopardizing ongoing efforts at managing the crisis of emergency situations. So, ito na crisis o mga emergency na nagresulta mula sa mga problema sa kapayapaan at kaayusan pareha sa terorismo o kriminalidad. Sa mga ganitong pagkakataon, pangunahing responsibilidad ng PNP na ipaalam sa publiko sa pamamagitan ng media. 2. To adequately prepare for crisis, proactive strategy based on contaminant and counteraction rather than a reactive strategy based on hesitation, denial, or confrontation must be developed. Upang sapat na maganda para sa crisis, isang maagap na diskarte batay sa pagpigil at pag-among sa halip sa isang reaktibong diskarte batay sa pag-aatubili, pagtanggi o pagharap na dapat na bumuo.